Hello everyone, the 316 here, back with another Morphin Monday Lightning Collection review. It's been a while. Today, I have the In-Space Silver Ranger with his Silver Cycle. This figure and vehicle set retails for $33.99, and you can get this just about anywhere. I found mine in a Target. I was kind of hesitant to pick this figure up because of how mixed the quality control is on some people's figures, regardless of when the production of the particular figure was made. Thankfully, mine turned out okay. I have some issues with this figure, but thankfully nothing like a missing piece or damage, uh, pieces falling apart, etc. Anyway, I'm actually going to start with the box first because the box. This is only the second figure on this channel I've reviewed that has the plastic-free packaging, as you can see here at the bottom. 4 plus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would want to give this to a 4-year-old. Anyway, unlike the Time Force blue box, his is silver. Silver Ranger, silver box, right? On camera, it's a little bit more blue. In person, it's a little bit more like bland. There's the top of the box. There's the side of the box with your character on it. And then here's the very nondescript side. The bottom of the box, it has all your legalese in your plastic-free packaging. And on the back, it gives you everything that's included and like another promo shot. And I will be bringing the box back up in a bit, the outside. But let's take a look at the inside. Now, the inside of the box, this is all that's in there. It's basically a tray, and this is where most of the vehicle sits. And then in this side is the figure, all of the accessories, and the front portion of his silver cycle. Otherwise, that's it. It's pretty light. Got some heft to it, but not a lot. And, I don't have a problem with plastic-free packaging from a, like a moral perspective. Less plastic polluting the universe, or rather our planet, not our universe. I mean, I don't know, maybe. It's much better. However, Hasbro's using it more so as a way to save money, and not putting the customer forward with that, money saving. They don't pass it on to us. Anyway, like I said, I'll take a look at the box in a second so I can do some comparisons with the actual figure. The renders are always a little bit different, but let's go ahead and take a look at the figure now itself. And we'll go ahead and take him off of his silver cycle. It fell over, but it stands just fine. Let's fix him up here. Get him all nice and straightened out. And we'll take this off of him too. Okay, there we go. And we'll put him to the side. Okay, so Silver Ranger Zane, he comes with an alternate head sculpt. I think this is the only major issue I have with any of the accessories. For some reason, it looks like he's got some kind of eyeliner or like blush going on. Like they really darken like the inside cavity where his eye goes. It's a very strange choice, and I don't know exactly why they did it. It looks a bit better in person. On camera, it definitely looks a lot worse. It almost looks like he's got a black eye on this side, like someone punched him really hard. Andros and him had a spat about him dating his sister or whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, hands, we get a left karate chop and a right fisted hand, which can be used to make his pose that was seen on the back of the box. I'm not going to be using these just yet. I just now noticed that there's a little bit of flashing on the fist hand. Yeah, there's a little bit of extra plastic. Yeah, be careful with that. Easiest way to get rid of that... Where did I put my... Well, I can't find my box cutter, but I have my other box cutter. Easiest way to do that is to just, slice it off like that. Otherwise, you could always just do this and just grind it down. Eventually it'll, shrink and you'll be able to stick it in there. But those are his hands. And lastly, he comes with two versions of his Super Silverizer. You got the bladed form, which I had on the figure, and the blaster form. What's really neat about the blaster form is that there's a hole in the front, so you can put like a muzzle flare or an accessory that could fit in there. And since I have her on standby, I have In Space Pink's satellite stunner effect piece, and that can fit in there, but not very well. I don't recommend trying this. I'm doing this for your viewing pleasure. I barely put that in there, but you get the idea. You can put an effect piece in there. Actually, it's in there pretty good. Alright, come on. Get out of there. Uh-oh. We may be in danger. Okay, we're good. I always worry about breaking that particular effect piece. It goes in just fine in, In Space Pinks. No issues. Anyway, nice that we get these. They are a little underpainted. This section here and this section here should be painted on both of them. There should also be a gold trim on the outer edge of this silver piece, but, not too big a deal. Anyway, whatever. Put those to the side. And now we can take a look at the figure and the vehicle. Now, I don't have the individual carded release of In Space Silver, so I had to get this one regardless. And he sold out on Amazon a few days ago, and I was like, what? How did he sell out? So I decided to get the bike for him, but, not that I'm complaining. It's basically the same figure, but with a bike. But that's not entirely accurate because this figure has the newer articulation, as well as it being pinless. He's the only pinless In Space figure. Well, this version of Silver. Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with some of the good aspects. That torso looks pretty good. I like the color of the circuit boards. It looks a bit more accurate than the original version does. The wrists look good. The gold's nice and bright. It's shiny, reflective. You don't see this particular type of gold too often in the line. It's more of a dark color. You have it on the boots down here as well, but a very weird choice they made, and I don't know why they did this. And I'm going to grab another figure to demonstrate. So you can see that on the sides of the boots, it's painted gold, but not on the top. Versus when I have, Wild Force Silver here, you can see the gold is clearly painted on all the top and the sides. So I don't know why they made that choice. It does feel a little bit lesser quality that they decided to go that route. I'm not entirely sure why they did that again, but it's the only figure that has gold painted on the boots that looks quite like that. Another thing that's kind of weird, I'm okay with the belt being off-center. That's an easy fix, but for some reason I feel like the cutouts for the M are not deep enough. They're like very surface level. Like, my finger doesn't catch on them like it does on the others. Let me grab black here since he's handy. Like look, I'm pulling on that and it's in there. Versus when I have silver over here and my finger barely even goes into the socket. So I don't know why they decided to remold that. Truth be told, this whole figure is actually mostly new molds. It's very strange. I don't know why. Anyway, a couple of the things I want to point out. It's not really as noticeable on camera, and honestly, it's not that big a deal in person. But just like other figures in the line, elbows, knees are a slightly different color to the rest of the plastics. You're not really ever going to see the elbows in full, so it's not really that big a deal. Again, it's something to note if you're one of those people that if it's not all matching, it's not all good, But I gotta say, this whole figure is very reflective and shiny, as you can see. Very nice. That's something I do appreciate about their attempts at the Silver Rangers. I don't think it's as shiny as, like, Beast Morpher's gold, but it's very close. Now, as I was saying, they do have the new articulation on this body. As you can see, it's got the hinges on the drop-down hinges on the legs, and this side's a little loose, but nothing where I'm like, oh, it can't stand up. I mean, it can stand up, see? And, when I push on it, that ain't moving. It's pretty good. And he does have the neck articulation as well. So there is a cutout in the base of the neck. And as you can see, when I turn it, it turns the neck as well. Yeah, the bottom is much more loose than the top is. And let me take off the helmet so you can see. As just like Time Force Blue, similar joints. There's just a little bit of movement in that neck. Not too bad. This top section does not move at all. Like I tried. It's either very stiff or just doesn't move at all. Oddly enough, these newer figures, they usually come with the civilian head on the figure, but this one came with the masked helmet. It's just a very interesting choice. So let's go ahead and put Zane's head on, which I haven't done before. I don't like how that fit on, but as you can see, yeah, he looks pretty good. Just kind of like, just kind of neutral face. I should probably get out the angry face Zane, but I don't want to look for it while I'm filming the review. Okay, I don't recommend putting this head on without some heat, but again, I do this for your viewing pleasure. And these figures are, I mean, they're getting more expensive, but still kind of cheap. At least the vehicle sets. Anyway, that's pretty much all about the figure itself. Here's what the pins look like. Or rather, the lack of pins. Which, I don't mind pinned or pinless figures. Whatever works. Just, as long as it's not loose or, wobbly. And there is a little bit of wobble in this figure, but nah, he's fine. Alright, let's put him to the side, and we'll take a look at the Silver Cycle here. Now, unlike the original Bandai toy, this one does not transform into the Galaxy Glider. I think this would have been a very easy way to do it, where, you could have had it transform into the Galaxy Glider, and you wouldn't have to, get another one of the molds. It could just be all one mold, multi-purpose. I guess they just didn't want to go that route, make it cheaper for the consumer. I don't know. But anyway, this bike comes in two parts. All of this and this. That's it. Not too bad. Although I think I saw in someone else's review, like this whole wheel section was not actually attached. So they had to attach it. So mine was attached. Beats me. Also the handlebars. These you have to insert as well, which was kind of difficult. Again, heat it up a little bit, you'll be fine. It is nice that this is removable very easily, but it stays on there. I really have to pull on that to take it apart. So I don't mind that. I'm actually okay with it being very easy to take apart. I know a lot of customizers would want to paint this and make it look like one of the others. Actually, I don't think the others had a cycle form. I think it was just the glider. I'm unsure about that. What is nice, transparent plastic. And there are screws down here. So if you wanted to put in some LEDs, you probably could. Which, I might mess with. Oh no, you can see my setup back there. Don't look back there. You saw nothing. Anyway, it also has a kickstand. And, this one's a lot more clicky than the Time Force Blue one. And it's got two clicks as well. You have click 1 to open it, and you have click 2 to lock it. Very loud, very noticeable. But, it helps it stand up. That's all that matters to me. Good bike. Still, I would put the advantage to Time Force Blues. It's just Time Force Blues cycle I feel is better than this one. And it's not because this is less quality. It's about the same quality. I just feel like the Time Force Blue one's a lot more what I'm looking for when it comes to vehicle sets. Something big, something chunky, but for a good price. Let's go ahead and put that to the side there, and we can finally do our size comparisons. Alright, so in Space Silver, when stood up properly, he stands at like just about 6 inches, maybe just a touch taller. And the vehicle, cycle, that's about from nose tip to the back, it's about 8 inches. The height at its maximum height is about just under 5 inches, like 4 3/4. And the width you're looking at about 3 inches. So not too bad size on the bike. Let me move that a little bit further back. And then we could take a look at some comparisons. Now, I already showed some of these off, but let's go ahead and start with other brands. Dang it, I forgot to grab my wrestling figure. Oh well, not too big a deal. All right, we got Deadman. Get those out of the way too. We got, let's see, who do I want? Tiger Force Outback. And we got, if I can lift them up, my Amanda Connor black and white Batman statue, as well as Mighty Morphin white. Looks pretty good next to all these figures. I would expect nothing less, you know. Yeah, looks good. I think scaling-wise, he's a little short, but yeah. All right, let's get these guys out of the way, and we can move on to just Lightning Collection comparisons only here. Oh yeah, I forgot the Spartan Yoroi too. Oh well. You know what? Let's throw him in there. He's right here. There you go, Spartan Yoroi. Very tall boy. Alright. Let's start off with some Silver Rangers. We got Wild Force Silver here. Power Rangers will protect. Okay. And Psycho Silver. It's kind of weird that these are the only 3 Silver Rangers they've done in the line so far. I'm pretty sure that's true. Like strictly Silver Ranger. Ooh, no, don't look. Why does that keep doing that? I have this camera set up anyway. Whatever, you didn't see anything important. But you know, these 3 I believe are the only Silver Rangers we've gotten in the line so far, as I was saying before my camera decided to look the other way. Kind of weird. Is this really it? I don't think another Silver Ranger's coming up. But, you know, these 2 are the same person, technically. You know, you could swap the heads. This silver color, like just from the base plastic, much better than the silver color. They're similar, not the same. This one I like. It's a bit more deep, not as gray. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and grab Purple Hair Astronema. And she's just a touch shorter than him. Not too bad. Look good together. Alright, and what I know many of you have been waiting for, and while I'm here, I might as well stick this in his hand, and we can do this properly. Get in there. Alright. Bend his elbow a bit. And repose. Good. Alright. Now let's look at him next to the rest of his teammates. We got black. We got blue. We got red. We got yellow. Try to get her in frame. And we got pink. Overall, as a whole, I think this team looks very good in the line. Mostly consistent. Not too many major differences between the releases. You know, obviously, Silver, he's got the bands on the top and the of his legs and his bracers, or, you know, gloves. The rest, you know, they're just white. No tops, anything like that. And yeah, this is a different mold compared to the male bodies, of course. Very similar, just again, not the same. I feel like the cutout at the front of the forearm is much more noticeable on the pinless figures. And his arms do appear to be a little bit longer, although I'm not sure if that's just because he's a little shorter or if that's because, you know, they're the same, like, generic mold that they're going with for the rest of the line. I don't know, but they all look good together. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I was taking a short break from Lightning Collection and my prior action figure reviews, just seeing what else is out there. Thankfully, I got a good version of In Space Silver here. You know, I'm glad to finally have this figure in my collection. I wanted it so I can complete In Space. And, you know, the fact that I get a vehicle for like $8 more, or $9 more? Yeah, about $9 more. I mean, I still think that's a very good value. You get a vehicle, you get a figure for only $34 compared to one figure which is $25. I still think it's a good deal. I know that, many of you are saying that the line's getting expensive, and I agree. I think the major issue going forward is the quality control, because I know many people have been having a lot of issues with their figures recently in the closed box era. I don't have a problem with the closed boxes. If anything, it makes throwing them away a lot easier, because I've kept most of the open box ones with the window. But for inbox collectors, I know that this is probably a stopping point for them. It sucks that they're, probably not going to be buying these particular figures because you can't see them in the package. But, at the end of the day, what really matters is that you get the product that you want. And if Hasbro can't promise me the product that I want, that they, advertise to me, it's going to be a hard sell for collectors, especially with how bad the quality control is getting in certain releases. Now, the Target I went to also had the Blue Centurion. I did not have the money for him either. I only had money for one of them, so I went with silver. I don't know if I will be doing a Blue Centurion review anytime soon, but when it comes to Lightning Collection, the figures I hope to get next are Dino Charge Blue, because that would finish my base 6 for them, as well as Beast Morphers Yellow, because I've had blue, red, gold, and blaze for the longest time, and I'd like to finish that team because they look pretty good. Anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments what you feel about this figure, the bike, or just Hasbro's quality control in general, whether that's in this line or other lines. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload more videos like this to the channel. As usual, Lightning Collections on Monday, but if I don't have a video for you on Monday, usually on Tuesdays I do a drink review, and sometimes I do videos on Wednesday and Friday as well. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. Be sure to like, comment, yada yada. I already said that. I've had a long day. Anyway, peace.